Alright, this is Ryan with RS Rolling Classics. You can see I've got a Envoy that has a back hatch that fell off. You flip it over here, I'll show you. So what happens, nice, is that these plastic hooks in here bust out. Here's an example. So this piece in here breaks, it's plastic, it breaks out. Well, if all four of them break out like they did, here's one here, 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 and here. So what I did was I drilled a hole in them, because you don't have to buy one of these, okay? You don't have to. If all these four break out, put a drill in here, drill out a hole. And then you just take one of these, stick it in there, take this one and replace it. So basically you're coming from the outside. You can see I put the 4 holes on it. So we're going to take this out. I'll show you how this works. Actually, we're going to put this in there. You'll see how this looks. Push this back in. And you can see how now that this bolt here is what's going to pull that plastic to the metal back here. Okay, there's another hole right here. Can't really see. There it is, that one. So I'm going to put bolts in all these 4. There's 4 of them, and they're all broken out. And other than taping or actually buying a replacement, which if you got something this old, it ain't really worth screwing with too much, but you do want your panel back on. So that's what I did. I'm going to put bolts through there, and they basically replace these pieces that broke out. This was actually on the plastic and they broke. And then they come through the hole up there. And you put a nut on them. Not a big deal, right? Well, when they all break, there's nothing holding that plastic on. So I'm going to put that together. I've got my 4 bolts, and all this is from my scrap. So all this is going to go to holding that on. They all look the same, so it won't look too weird. But that's what they're going to be. Just a round little head. I'll probably have to hold these with a pair of pliers while I tight them on the inside, but no big deal. This is a VVT valve that I changed out. This senses oil pressure, and if it works a lot of stuff like rough idling and stuff like that. So I swapped this out. This is the old one. I'll take you around to the front where the new one's at. So come over here. See this nice shiny one right here? Hard to see with all the... There it is. There's a nice shiny one right here. So I replaced that. If you have to take your power steering pump, there's 3 bolts in here. It's hard to see them, but there's 3 bolts holding this power steering pump in the way, because when you pull that out, you have to pull that way out. What I was able to do was I took out the 2 top bolts and I loosened the bottom one, because I knew it was going to be a pain to get it back in. I loosened it just enough to push this backwards and be able to pull that out without taking the last bolt out. Of course, there's your tensionometer. keeps tension on your pulleys. You got to work with that. That thing sucks because you got this damn fan in the way. But anyway, you have to take your belt off. To take the pump off, because that is a power steering pump. You're just taking it out the bracket so you can pull that out. VVT valve. There's something else I just ordered today. There's also a cam sensor right here. This one plugs into the front, and that positions the cam and does a lot of stuff for fuel and stuff like that. So that I'm hanging on to Grumpy. She's still grumpy, but just a quick update. I drove her around. She stayed at 190 or 200, which is what her thermostat's supposed to pop at. And remember, I did the thermostat on this. It works. I wouldn't drive it really far because it's got 230,000 miles. And I'm hoping a position cam sensor will settle it down some more, but it's got a lot of years on it. But as far as the body goes, it's not bad. I got to pull this out. The wife hit a tree, and I did my best to bring all that out. I wasn't going for perfect, but I do want that rail pulled back out so we can step on it. Yeah, she slid and hit a tree. No big deal. This is what the back of this thing looks like. You can see, be very careful. Try to get your hand out and pull these out evenly. These little clips. If you try to rip them out, you're going to break them. So try to get out and pull them straight out. There's clips there, and on the bottom, same thing. So be very careful when you're taking these clips out. So anyway, I'm going to get it back together. And so this is Ryan with RS Rolling Classics, Lake Geneva. And let's see, right now, oh, look at that, the garage is open. Okay, so the garage is open, that's me. And then RS Rolling Classics, Lake Geneva. All right, bye.